Pickett, one punch here to the program. Almost retired last Saturday night. At least that's what he said. I don't really believe it. I think even if he'd lost, he still would have stuck around a little bit. Good win though. Good fight. You know, it was great to watch. How'd you feel? Just game plan wise, physically wise, inside the cage Saturday night.
It was one of those, it's quite strange where I thought I performed badly. I thought I could perform a lot better, but I won. Where the fight before against Thomas Almeida, I felt great, I looked great, and I lost. So I'd much rather not fight as well as I wanted to and win than look great and lose.
Yeah. So what happened in Almeida's fight that made you feel great?
I don't know. I just got to. I class myself as more okay. I'm very well-rounded, but I prefer standing up more than anything.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Where I was very happy with my stand-up against Thomas Almeida, where I was very unhappy with my stand-up against Rivera. At the weekend. So that's how I gauge that. I mean, other side of things, obviously, my wrestling was good against Rivera, but. I wasn't happy with my stand-up at all. He threw me off a little bit. He was counter-punching me a lot. I thought he'd be a bit more aggressive than he was.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't like running away, but he wasn't coming forward.
Okay.
And he only threw when I threw. So he was waiting for me to punch all the time, and he would throw with me. I semi-knew he would do that, but he still caught me off guard as much as he did that, and also what caught me off guard, I don't know how, but he seemed to have a longer reach than I expected him to have, because sometimes I thought I was really out of range, and I'll go, boom, no, that hit me, So yeah, it was a frustrating fight, but I went into that fight with a lot of pressure on myself, which is only myself to blame, but I had so much pressure going on. So it didn't matter who I was facing, to be honest. It could have been my next door neighbour,
right,
or John Jones. I had the same sort of pressures going in there, where a lot of things in the back of my mind was about retiring. A lot of it things about I've just had a newborn son, about providing for him and a lot of stuff, So I had a lot of demons going into that fight that was really playing on my mind, and as you can see with the outcome, how emotional I got after the fight. It kind of all released on me. So yeah.
Well, it was a big night all around for the English. I mean, you guys had a good card, obviously with Bisping in the main event beating Anderson. Was it satisfactory for you to be fighting in London? If that had to be your last fight ever, if you're going to retire, did you want to retire at home? Was that the goal, or if this fight had happened in Brazil, you've been like, look, this is it for me if I lose this one?
Well, it seems more fitting to retire in the UK. Obviously, mm-hmm. I started my career here to finish it here, but it could have been anywhere in the world, to be honest. It's one of those ones. Yeah, okay, the UFC may not want to get rid of me. But I don't lose. I was coming off 3 losses. Yes, 2 of them were a weight class below, but 3 losses are 3 losses no matter what.
Right.
I'm a very competitive person. And if I thought to myself, it's not about competing at this level. I can compete at this level no until I'm probably 50. It's about winning at this level.
Right.
It's like if I don't believe I can win at this level, what am I doing in my life? I need to move on. This is obviously not for me, because I'm not in the UFC just to make up the numbers. I want to be able to compete and win, and I'm a very proud person. So, if I played anyone, I played you a game of chess, I'm going to want to beat you. It's like that's right. How my makeup. So I don't like losing. So if I'd have lost again, I would have been like, you know what, maybe this is for me. And then also a little bit of pride, in a way. Like the UFC love me. Don't get me wrong. I know that. But you're going to get cut at some point. Leonard Garcia was a crazy good fight. I mean, exciting to watch. But he lost 5 in a row, and then they got rid of him, So, 1, I didn't want to be that person. And 2, if the UFC were going to get rid of me, I'd rather retire than them get rid of me and then I retire. I'd rather retire on my own terms.
Right. That makes sense. That makes complete sense. And it's always better. Like a lot of the great ones have gone out on their own, and even on a loss, they said, "Look, this is it for me. I'm out." And then,
Yeah.
of course, we've seen a couple of guys try to come back after retiring because they went out on a loss and they want to come back and get that victory. So now you've won. You said if you had lost, you would have retired. But obviously, you're thinking about retirement. We've talked about it in the past about what you want to do when you get done with the sport.
Right.
Even on this win, you're 100% still stepping forward, still going to keep going towards fighting again at least one more time. There's no thought of retirement anymore because you got the victory?
100%. As in, like, because it also goes with how I compete in not just in the cage, it's in training, you know. On a day-to-day level, when I'm training American top team, I'm training with top athletes around the world. If I was getting my ass handed to me every week, and then I'm getting dropped here or there in training, and I'm like, oh my god, maybe but it's not. That's far from the case. I'm doing very well in the gym. If not, I'm probably doing sometimes the best I've done. Okay. You know, I'm doing really well in the gym. So, but I needed not just to do it there. I needed to translate that to the cage. You know, so it's very important for me to do that. You know, so that's not been any of the factors. So, like, for me, I'm still competing very well, and it's about my body as well. So, like, it's how my body feels. Knock wood, I've not really had a lot of bad injuries throughout my career, and I've stayed reasonably healthy. How I see it, I started this sport when I was 26, so quite old in my life anyway. Yeah. So I believe maybe I'm still in my prime, my fighting years as such. You know, I can still compete and at this level. You know, and you know, I probably watched the Cinderella Man too much. You know, but you never know. Yeah, but that's a true story, you know. So, like, sometimes crazy things happen, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we've all said it before. I mean, obviously, I've been vocal about it. I thought Anderson Silva should have retired after he got scissor heel hooked by Rio Chonin all those years ago, and he went on to become the best fighter in the world and of all time. Honestly, if you really look at his record, but for me, it's between him and Fedor, you know. And obviously now he's kind of slipping a little bit. He's older, and his match against Bisping was a perfect matchup for Bisping, but a bad matchup for Silva. You know, so yeah, you get it. Like sometimes you get older, you get better, and it's just what it is. And you seem to be getting better.
Still, with in that Silva fight, I mean, like, that was a crazy fight. You know, we could talk about that all day long, but for me, it just looked like Silva could have finished that fight whenever he wanted to, but he just didn't have enough output. If that makes sense, it looked like he had the ability to just smoke him when he wanted to, but then he just would coast for 4 minutes of the round and then put 1 minute of hard work in, and then that's it, you know. So for me, it was a really strange fight to watch, you know.
I haven't talked to Ed Suarez yet, but I'm going to interview him as well here pretty soon. He's jet lagged, obviously. He's back in California and having some problems. But my thought process was, like, Anderson wanted to have a 5-round fight to check his shape, and wanted to have an opponent he'd go 5 rounds with, and was like the 5th round, we all saw him start to accelerate, realizing he was losing the fight, trying to find a way to finish the fight, and Bisping just wouldn't let it happen. Like, so he really needed to accelerate after he knocked him down the 3rd. He needed to accelerate all through the 4th and all through the 5th, and he took off the 4th. He broke. He didn't break, but he took a break in the 4th round when he should have accelerated, and that's what lost him the fight. But I got to wait and see. You know, is that what Suarez is going to tell us? Probably not. I mean, you know, he's been pretty political behind the scenes, but
you saw it. He still looked fast, and his output wasn't much. You know what I mean? But he looked explosive, and like, and when he hit Bisping, he looked like he could put him away. Everything seemed to hurt. He had good punching power. You know, good snap. But he just seemed to went back to his old, like, dodging and like, okay, a lot of that things looks good because Bisping did miss a lot. But if you're just making a guy miss the whole round, you're just defending the whole round, and you can't win the round by defending the whole round. No matter how good you're defending, if you end up defending for 5 minutes, you're losing the round, in my eyes.
Right, 100%. I agree. And that's obviously how the judges saw it, too. I actually had Bisping winning the 3rd round, and I had him still winning the 3rd round, even though he got knocked down at the very end in that last second, because Silva didn't follow up. He hit him with one power shot, and nothing else happened. So, like, I was like, okay, well, you know, Bisping still wins the 3rd round, but the judges didn't see it that way. They gave Silva the 3rd round, and then, of course, they give him the 5th round, and we all agree that Silva wins the 5th round. It was so strange, though, to see that kind of fight go off. I was at home watching it on the couch, you know, watching on Fight Pass.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
What was it like being there? I mean, now, and mind you, you had just won a split decision, and you were like, I'm about to be out of this sport forever. This could be my swan song. And I was thinking, like, hey, I'm still in. And now you get to see this fight happening. So what was it like being in the arena?
I was in the arena, but I was actually backstage. I was actually getting some food in like the little canteen they give you. But I was watching on the big screen there. But you're right. I mean, I didn't watch it as well as I wanted to watch it, but like I was getting questions by people were asking me and congratulating me. So I didn't study it as much as I would like to, but it was definitely there, and I was watching the whole fight sort of thing, and I was just thinking, this is crazy. It was a crazy ass fight, It was a crazy ass fight.
Well, it brings me to my next question for you. Silva's camp is asking for a rematch in Brazil, and if he wins that one, they want to do the trilogy in Las Vegas, and it was decisive that Bisping wins. It wasn't a close split decision like yours. If Francisco Rivera comes back out and goes, look, I want to do a rematch with him because the split decision lost for me, right? It's a split decision win for Brad Pickett. I want to do it again. Would you be up to fighting him again, or would you want to go, no, look, I've lost 3 in a row. I just got 1 win. Let me get on to somebody else and kind of get my bearings back together.
Well, to be honest, it's one thing I've always been like. I've never been fond of rematches in any way, because for me, I like to always get new challenges. I've been on a split decision, lost a few times as well, and it sucks. But you know what? I think I love Rivera, and if he wants to do it again, I'll do it for him. If you wanted to do it again, on it. I'm not chasing any titles at the moment or anything like that. I just want to compete and be involved in good fights. And if he wanted to do that, man, I owe it to him. He took a fight on. It wasn't really super late notice, but he took a fight on as a replacement. He came into my hometown, and I won by split decision, which arguably a lot of people think he won. But for me, it was that second round how you scored it, because I knew he won the first round. The second round, I thought I won on the night, and the third round, I knew I won. So, but when I watch it back, that second round, it was like, even now, I'm like, I don't know. Could have gone either way. I mean, it was I'm very honest and very, very, if I'd have lost a split decision, I'd be saying, man, I thought I won the fight. I thought I won the fight, but I could see how close that second round is. It was literally man, it could have gone either way. So it's how you scored that third round. That's why every judge gave it 29-28, but one judge gave him the second round, where 2 judges gave me the second round. So it was a very close fight, and if he wanted to dance again, 100%, I do owe it to him.
Now I got to ask, you did you went down to American Top Team and did the last 7 weeks of your fight of your training camp. Well, you came back a week before the fight, but you did basically 6 weeks down there training. So you get down there, it takes you like a week to recover from the time change, right, from the jet lag. So
and I'm pretty good with that, Like coming this way. I don't get jet lagged anymore, really. Going to America, I don't get jet lag, and coming back from America, I don't get jet lag. I'm pretty good at adapting. I've never been to as far as over to like maybe Australia and Asia, like Japan and that, and competed. I've been there before, but I've never really gone out there and competed. So I don't know how my jet lag will cope going that far over. But back and forth in America, I never really get jet lag. I adapt quite quick.
Well, it's like anything else. If you do it enough times, your body adapts. It's like just as an athlete, you throw enough jabs, you learn how to throw a proper jab. It's the same thing with jet lag. You really can. It's not that you don't feel it. It's not that you don't have it like everybody else. You just don't feel it as much because you kind of know. I got to go to sleep right now for a couple hours. Get up in 2 hours. Take an hour to get prepared for practice. Go work out. Come home, eat, go back to bed. Like you just know your pattern. So you said you didn't feel as good as you did in the Almeida fight. The reason why I was asking the question was it part of the reason that, hey, you had been gone for 6 weeks, gotten adapted to Florida, come back to England, or just now getting adapted back to England, now you got to make weight, now you got to fight, because that's really a short window of time to get yourself kind of acclimated to 2 different time zones. Was any of that in there at all that made you feel a little bit off for this fight?
No, because literally, I'll be honest with you, that I felt off, and it was only the reason I say I felt off was my mental state.
Okay.
And I think fighting is 90% mental, 10% physical. So if you're mentally not there, I was in the back of my mind. I'm thinking, am I going to retire? Am I not going to retire? This is all going through my. I was finding a lot of inner demons in this fight. And solely battling myself. I was going to sleep and. Yes, my body was resting, but my mind was in battle every night.
Right.
I was battling about this and that, so I didn't rest as well as I should have done. So like now, it's hard to say. There's so much weight off my shoulders now. In my head, still within, even though that's the UFC said they weren't going to get rid of me, but in my head, I'm still within a job. And I can relax a little bit more now and enjoy. My job more, where before it was like, oh my god, I need to win. So like, I've never lost 3 fights in a row. I've lost 2 before, and last time I lost 2 fights in a row, I went on 1-7 in a row. This time I lost 3 in a row. So that was real painful.
Yeah.
Now let's hope I can win another 7 in a row or something.
How's your baby boy?
Amazing. He's actually asleep right now. My wife's out doing some spray tans, so hopefully he doesn't wake up.
Your wife's out doing what?
Spray tans.
You did say spray tan. You did. I was like, maybe I heard you wrong.
Yeah, she goes to spray tan some of her friends,
Yeah.
But so hopefully he doesn't wake up. But yeah, he's been an amazing. I'm blessed. Yeah, everyone says that they're blessed, but I'm not blessed with having a healthy child. But also he's always happy. He's so happy all the time. And don't get me wrong, I know kids can change all the time.
Yeah.
At the moment, he's always happy. He's smiling all the time. He sleeps like great, He's a breastfed baby as well. So sometimes they don't sleep as well because they're hungry all the time. But he's great. He'll sleep now all the way up to 11 o'clock at night, and then he'll go waking up for a little dream feed, and he'll sleep till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow!
So he's amazing.
How old is he right now?
5 months.
Wow, jeez, that's awesome. Yeah, that's really good.
I do pay tribute to him being a very good child, but also my wife being an amazing mother.
And your wife still is she a stay at home? She just stays home and takes care of the house.
At the moment, she's staying at home. Yeah.
I knew that was important to you before too, making sure that's why a lot of times you kept fighting, because you want to make sure your wife could stay at home and just have to worry about raising the family.
Like she has a job. She was on maternity leave, but now she's off work to look after Buddy, and that's what I mean. There's a lot more pressures on me now because she's not. I don't have that second income helping me. So and also with my sport, you get a certain amount of money, and you get double that if you win. So a lot rides on winning and losing. I'm thinking about that extra money could be for Buddy. So it does. He has a lot more going on. A lot more. It's not about me anymore. I'm thinking a lot about my son.
Good for you, man. Congratulations on having such a good baby. And congratulations on an amazing fight, man. It was great to watch. Of course, being a friend of mine, I was a little more attached to the fight than I would have been of anybody else's. But it was like, man, it was great to see you actually. And I thought that your foot motion was a little bit slower than I thought it would be. And now you explained to me that he wasn't attacking as much as you thought he was going to. That I could see why you were kind of not stumble stepping, but you were kind of, I'm ready to go. Oh, he's not coming. Oh, I'm ready to move. Oh, he's not coming. It's kind of like I could see that.
Me personally, I like to I'm a very aggressive fighter. I come forward, but then I like to throw when they throw. I throw with them, and he does the same thing. So I think a lot of time we were just not throwing at each other, and then kind of just like, are you going to throw? Am I going to throw? You're going to throw? And we're both trying to feint each other to get each other to throw, but then we weren't throwing. That's why I started calf kicking him a lot. I was doing throw. I think I threw more calf kicks in that fight than on all my fights put together. But apparently it worked because I heard in the commentary when I watched the fight back that he said at the end of the second round, "Oh, my legs are done." He said that. So I was happy that my calf kick worked.
Nice, good work. Brad, thanks so much for coming on here. Enjoy the family, enjoy the time off, and can't wait to see you fight again soon.
Thanks, God.
Take care, brother.
Thanks. All right, bye.